Hello everybody, today I'm going to tell you about man-in-the-middle attacks, more specifically on web traffic. What is a man-in-the-middle attack? A man-in-the-middle attack is an attack where the hacker places himself between two communicating devices and intercepts the traffic without the endpoints knowing about it. This way he can intercept traffic for the purpose of reading or maybe even altering it. This project is about man-in-the-middle attacks on web traffic specifically. Therefore, the endpoints will be a client and a web server. Here you can see an illustration of a man-in-the-middle attack on web traffic. The normal connection is between the client and the server, but during the attack the hacker places himself in between and the normal connection is broken. How is a man-in-the-middle attack performed? The first step in a successful man-in-the-middle attack is placing yourself between two devices without the endpoints knowing about it. This means that the packages need to be forwarded to the correct device, otherwise the endpoints will notice the connection is broken and the attack will fail. A way to place yourself in the path of the traffic is with ARP spoofing. This is a technique where the attacker sends spoofed ARP messages on a local area network. It can be used to map the hacker's MAC address with the wrong IP address, like that of a default gateway. That way all traffic meant for that IP address will be sent to the hacker, so in this case it will be traffic meant for the default gateway. We do this for both the client as the server to permit ourselves to be in the middle of these two devices. Now a crucial step is to keep forwarding the packages, because if we don't, the connection will appear to be broken and the attack will fail. And this is quite easy for HTTP, but not so easy for HTTPS. If the previous steps are completed, the hacker is now in between devices and can monitor all traffic. Tools like MITM proxy permit to keep hold of these packages until approved by the hacker himself. This can be interesting for altering packages, but this is only interesting if the connection is HTTP. With HTTPS, all the communication is encrypted, so even if we could intercept it, we can't read it, let alone alter it. When a SSL or TLS connection is established between client and web server, two things are checked. First, if the certificate is signed by a certificate authority the client trusts, and second, if the hostname is the same as the server the client is connecting to. If both conditions are met, the client assumes the connection is safe. MITM proxy is a tool that can act as a certificate authority. MITM proxy will generate these certificates dynamically with the correct hostname. Before the client will trust MITM proxy as a certificate authority, the attacker will have to install the MITM proxy CA certificate on the phone. This means an attacker would need physical access to the phone for this to work, and we can all see that this is not an ideal situation for hacking. SSL stripping is another way of intercepting HTTPS traffic. In short, SSL stripping is forcing a downgrade from a website from HTTPS to HTTP. For example, when a man-in-the-middle attack is being performed and the hacker is between a device wanting to make a connection to a bank server and the bank server itself. Here we can see the original connection has been broken and a man-in-the-middle attack is occurring. The connection between the attacker and the bank is secure, which means all traffic is passed through a SSL tunnel. The connection between the victim and the attacker is not secure. When the victim wants to go to the login page of the bank, the attacker will receive this login page as a secure HTTPS URL, but will return it as a HTTP URL. When the victim fills in this information, the attacker will be able to see everything in plain text. There are two useful ways in protecting yourself from a man-in-the-middle attack. A form of authentication can help to secure a connection. A public key infrastructure, like transport layer security, may harden transmission control protocol against man-in-the-middle attacks. HTTP public key pinning, sometimes called certificate pinning, helps prevent a man-in-the-middle attack, which the certificate authority itself is compromised. This is the case with the MITM proxy certificates. In this case, the server provides a list of pinned public key hashes during the first transaction. For all communication, one of the keys must be used in order to be authenticated. Tamper detection is the second useful way to detect if a message has been altered. This can be based on latency. For example, if a message takes longer than usual to be delivered, this could be due to a hacker trying to calculate or crack something, like a hash. Tamper detection doesn't prevent the attack from happening, and like is the case with authentication, but if noticed early enough, severe damage could be avoided. Here you can see the sources I used for this project. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you learned something about man-in-the-middle attacks on web traffic. Thank you.